Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Chris Holcomb, and it's Tuesday. This is a late edition of Chris Holcomb TV, which I am Chris Holcomb, owner of CNH Group LLC, Motor City visionary, born and raised in Detroit. This episode pretty much is for international investors, as I always say, out of state, out of the region investors that's looking for great opportunities, which I think are here in my beloved city. But not only in my city, but outside of my city. So today's episode is city versus the suburbs. And the reason why I'm doing this video because I see a lot of investors in the past and the present play off of one another. If they only do Detroit properties, they're bash the suburbs in some form or fashion. Or if they only do the suburbs, they bash the city. And my thing is that's kind of crazy, or I don't really think, it's a good thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing. If you have your niche, then you should ride your niche and definitely make it shine compared to anything else, which is great. My niche, which is not a niche, my thing is to make sure it's a win-win opportunity. I mean, if you're looking for a investment property, I should give you the best opportunity depending on your criteria and what you have available as resources. If you're a homeowner, I want to put you in the best position for you and your family. As out of country investor or another real estate or a wholesaler, I want to make sure you have the best product to wholesale. So I wouldn't close my area down in one area. I do Detroit because I know Detroit, but I also know other areas and I have other resources that know those areas. So primarily what I'm going to do on this episode is make it short and quick, probably give 3 points or 4 points, pros and cons of each one, just to give people an outlook. So if you won't just be closed-minded on one situation, you have an open view. You can always inquire about that also. As always, I'm going to do that now. If you like this video, click like. I would tell you to subscribe because there's other videos that's probably be to your liking. To get down to the nitty-gritty, let's talk about the city, and the city of Detroit, that is. And what's the pros and cons in that situation and everything. So we're going to start with the pros. One thing is the biggest pro is the price point. There's a caveat to that because most people are kind of stuck in 2008, 2009 when they seen CNN shows about how the city is or the price point, read articles. The price point is still good compared to a lot of great cities or urban cities or metropolitan cities in the United States. Probably if you have your own realtor or wholesaler, contract company, property management, then you could probably get a property now, probably move in ready as need cosmetic rehab, probably for about 15 to 17. Now, a lot of people think 08 round range, 10 grand. It's not that. That's not the market now. The market is slowly coming up. We went from our recession aspect and now we're in recovery. So things are starting to more develop, not only in the downtown area, but all over in the city. So the price margins have slowly and consistently risen. So yeah, 15. So when people want a cash flowing property, they're looking at 25 or 20 and they want 20% ROI. That's not available anymore. Not saying it can't happen, but it's very far in between. So realistically, you're looking at 15 move-in ready. You're looking at about probably cash flowing, if you want a solid property, about 30. Easily 30. Maybe 28. You might get 26 here. You might get lucky. But any between 28 and 30, you'll get that. Also, one thing that's still good in Detroit is a high ROI. Usually the price point's pretty reasonable. You can get a tenant in there from anywhere to 700 to probably 850, depending on the area. You got the elite areas where you can go up. So you're looking at a solid ROI. You're looking from anywhere between 17 to probably 23% ROI. 2008, you could probably get 25. That's, again, far in between. Just want to get that clear because a lot of people and investors that are not from here, international, think those prices are still there. No, everything has migrated and it's coming back up. I don't think it ever reached the point value or the price value that it was, or the market value or the appraised value, but it's slowly coming up. So give it some time. It will be some time. You also have a large supply of homes, which really is not a large supply as it used to be, but compared to other areas, it still have a very large supply of properties. You probably have to do your homework and dig a little harder, but you still have a lot of homes there. Now the cons. It's a pockety area, meaning you can go 3 blocks and it's lovely, and then a block over it's like a war zone. That is true in Detroit. You have a mixture of properties, which a lot of people don't talk about. You have an area where you might have all bungalows, the first half of the block, then it goes to ranches, and then it goes to colonial, and then it goes to frame and brick, which kind of affects also your price point and also your ROI and also your rent value. So you have to look for those solid neighborhoods that's all brick, or whatever the preference is for someone that wants to rent, or your area of preference also. You got vandalism. Detroit has a lot of crime. Certain areas have more than others. Those areas you don't want to rent, you don't want to buy property in. So you have to be aware of those things. It's just a true fact. You buy a property, if it's empty, you might want to board it up. You might want to get VPS. You might, depending on your structure of what you're going to do, you want to protect it so you can sell it. So those are a couple of things you get. I will say also you got city taxes to deal with. And some properties you have to appeal that because the taxes are too high and they go to past history of what the property was, not all the times it's been sold or foreclosed on. So those are things to think about also. Now let's get to the suburbs. Suburbs to me is a different beast from Detroit. If you only dealt with Detroit, it's an awakening dealing with the suburbs. To me, sometimes, a lot of times it's a good thing. Sometimes it's like very tedious pain in the butt thing. But one of the pros for the suburbs is appreciation. You get properties that may have some equity in them. A lot of properties do. And then also the appreciation is faster. Detroit, you may wait 7 to 8 to 10 years to get that appreciation that you put in. If you buy and hold a property in a suburban area, you may wait 2 or 3 years because the margins are higher and the property values are increasing better. So that's one thing to think about. You got less vandalism. You got better schools. So those are 2 things a lot of families or a mom with 2 kids would want, where they might not want to do in Detroit, because right now Detroit doesn't have those 2 aspects occurring as fast. That's what I would say. You also have to think about insurance. In the suburbs, your insurance rate, you can get your home as an investor insured. Detroit is only a couple people that will insure it, especially if it's empty. And then you got a couple, even companies that know you're an investor. You might go to a company called Michigan Basic that's not State Farm or Allstate. You're not getting those opportunities. You're paid higher to get those companies to protect it because it's just Detroit. And they believe it's high crime and the values of the properties are not that great. Versus the suburbs, they'll easily do it because it's a great area. It's consistent. It's not as pockety as Detroit. So those are very good things that you can see within the suburbs, which makes the market a great opportunity. Now the cons that people don't talk about. You don't have many brick homes. You have very mixtures. You got frames. You got bricks. You got a lot more different type of properties there to be aware of. And then when you're doing rehab, and those are the things you have to be aware of when you're getting those type of properties. You don't have a supply of properties there because it's not as many properties out there. You have foreclosures, you have REOs, you have short sales, but you don't have a lot of properties that's not occupied and no one's living there and they're on the market or they're available, or you can maybe find a way to get it like absentee or anything like that. There's not that many opportunities, so it's more competitive. You also got owner-occupant competition, meaning it's a more flippable area, buy and flip. So if I'm buying and flipping a property here and you got a rental and then you charging $800 or $850 or $900 versus this one, I get an FHA loan through 3% down and pay the same type of note, but I'm owning it. Which one would I prefer to do? I'd rather own it than rent it. So that's the competition you have to deal with in those neighborhoods. So those are some of the situations you'll deal with that are counterpoints of the suburban area. I know the videos went long, but I wanted to give everybody opening. Me, I think it depends on your criteria at the end of the day, what you're looking for. If you got 50,000, what you're looking for ROI? What's your game plan? And that's why a lot of times when I deal with investors, I would like to talk to them and see what their vision is, because then that gives me an opportunity to know what avenue you want to go to. And if you're a homeowner, what type of property you're looking for? Where are you right now? Do you have good credit, bad credit? It gives me an opportunity to place you in an avenue and give you the true fact. not try to sell you anything just to make a quick buck. Because to me, someone happy that they got the best opportunity for them is better than someone that just I made a quick buck on and now they saying I don't know about that guy. I don't want my reputation damaged like that. So that's why I'm saying either way, suburban properties, you have different levels, different opportunities out there, and Detroit always has a lot of opportunities out there. So it depends on you as an investor, you as a wholesaler, you as also a homeowner, what you want. And I believe I can provide in any avenue because I have resources and I have experience. So it's not like I don't know nothing about this area. If that is the case, I will find someone that does. And either way, get the job done for you. So I just wanted to clear up a couple things. So a lot of people get those mysteries of think Detroit is so bad or they think suburban is so expensive. That's not the case either. Either way, if you're looking, definitely contact me. I can help you out. If you want to provide feedback on this video, I appreciate that too, because there's some gurus out there that deals in one area that probably could bring up a lot more pros and cons. And let's be honest, this video is over 10 minutes now. I can go on with other things, but I'm not trying to do a movie or a short film either. I'm just trying to really give you guys some information on this video, and I knew it'd be a little bit longer, but those are the points I want to explain to you, that city versus the suburbs is not a big difference. It depends on where you at as an investor, depending on where you at as a wholesaler, and what avenue fits best for you. Not necessarily finding your niche, but fitting what you have, what resources you have. So, like always, stay consistent, stay focused. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Check out my website for new updates and also properties that I might have available also, and other things I may share, listings and other things from blogs to ebooks. That is cnhgroupllc.com, spelled out C&H Group LLC.com. It's probably pointing up down below. Also, if you like more, click on to watch more of my videos. I have quite a bit. And as always, I catch you guys on the next video on another terrific Tuesday. And you guys have a good day. Stay blessed. And go Lions. Sadly. All right, y'all take it easy.